According to research conducted by Laura Warschler, OBGYN of Mayo Health Clinic, Society for Menstrual Cycle Research, posted on September 7, 2015, 18% of teenage women are using some form of birth control. And at some point in your life, you'll be faced with the option whether or not to use birth control. Since there are so many health concerns surrounding the issue of birth control, I believe that there should be a set age limit of 16 before teenage women should be able to use birth control. According to Linda Lowen, journalist of Good Morning America, posted on PlotCoat.com, posted on July 2015, since access to birth control is so easy, the rate of teenage sexual behavior is at an all-time high. Teenagers accessing birth control or starting too early never used to be an issue. Back in the 1990s, it was considered inappropriate to start your children on birth control. And so, women waited until around the age of 18 to start. But as the years have passed, it's become more socially acceptable. Starting birth control too early can cause unknown health concerns and even causes women to believe that they're ready to engage in sexual behavior before they may physically or mentally be ready. Doctors are prescribing birth control too early for women who are not physically ready for it, which I will discuss more about the health concerns surrounding that later in my speech. By starting it earlier, you're causing more issues with your body and causing unknown health concerns to affect you, which is quoted by Kate Clancy, professor of human fertility at Cambridge University, posted on April 27, 2012. 18% of women are using some form of birth control, which 7% of teenage women are only using that for the sole purpose of preventing pregnancy, according to Lauren Warschler, who I previously cited in my speech. The issue of no age limit on birth control has reached a global audience and even has been discussed by the President, Donald Trump, as being one of the major problems facing the youth of America today. Stated by Poe Tony, McClarkley News reporter, posted on the McClarkley Washington Bureau on May of 2014. There are many health concerns surrounding the use of birth control, from artificial hormones regulating your body to not giving your body the time to develop. By starting birth control before the age of 16, you are not letting your body use its own natural hormones to mature on its own. According to Kate Clancy, who I previously cited, and women are even having increased menstrual cycle symptoms and developing conditions like blood clots and bone deficiency at such a young age, which is cited by Rachel Kramer, a private practice OBGYN for Parenting.com, posted on the 30th of July, 2018. And now that I've talked about the problems surrounding birth control, I will now talk about one of the solutions. By enforcing an age restriction, you would limit teenagers having sex, and the percentage of health concerns surrounding birth control usage would go down. By enacting it, you eliminate the side effects the side effects exposed to women at an early age, and would even stop encouraging safe sex in a teenage environment. Also, by starting it, you would limit the artificial hormones being used to regulate your body, which is cited by Terry Halley, a reporter for MD Edge News, Pediatric News, August 28, 2018. Doctors should not be able to prescribe birth control until a teenage woman has turned the age of 16. And after they've turned 16, doctors should feel free to prescribe for any reason and any form that they see fit, according to Kate Clancy, who I previously cited. Now, the government has also had a really big impact on the debate because it's been heavily discussed throughout many branches of the government, according to Poe Tony, who I previously cited. And according to research conducted by Laura Warschler, 3 out of 5 doctors don't even prescribe birth control to a teenager until they feel they are ready for it, or until they feel they've reached a proper age to start the experiment of whether or not birth control is compatible for their lifestyle. So nowhere is stated that there is a set age limit on birth control anywhere in the world. But according to Poe Tony, who previously stated, some European countries do have a suggested age limit, but they don't they don't prescribe birth control until they feel it's the only option. And also according to Poe Tony, by not prescribing birth control, you give women the chance to let their body naturally figure itself out, and also give it time to work itself through hormonal changes that you had as a teenager. And then, according to research by Kate Clancy, who I previously cited, there are laws surrounding whether or not to put an age limit on birth control, and that by putting an age limit on birth control, you would actually encourage sexual behavior and it would cause more unexpected pregnancies. And that she found in her research that is considered false, because teenagers have the fear of having sex and getting pregnant and having to deal with that issue among else. So by not letting them start birth control at a younger age, they're less likely to engage in sexual behavior until they are ready. Also found in research, parents don't start their kids on birth control out of fear that they would engage in sexual behaviors, and that their daughters would be experiencing too many artificial hormones. There are also many religious groups that have tried to pass multiple laws. Even though this is not a religious topic, it is a step in the right direction, according to Poe Tony. And according to Laura Werschler, if women don't start birth control, there's no pressure to perform sexually, because then you have no fear, you have an excuse to say no. And you won't be exposed to the many health concerns that are facing teenage women. Since there are so many side effects surrounding birth control, teenage women should not be able to start birth control until they are 16. And like I stated earlier in my speech, 18% of women are on some form of birth control. And as more information becomes available to the public, we will possibly see those numbers decline, according to Laura Werschler.